Coach, it's time to lift. All right. Whoa, Coach. There's 2 rings here, Coach. You're playing the tricks on me, aren't you, Coach? Now, which one do I use, Coach? What do I do? The inside one or the outside one?
What do you do? What do you do?
I don't know, Coach! Coach! What you don't know about your barbell just might be killing you. That is not remotely even close to true, but it just might be killing your lifts. I'm Phil Meggers here at Testify Strength and Conditioning in Omaha, Nebraska. If you train on different barbells ever, so you train at a commercial gym, you might pick up at one bar one day, another bar the other day, or maybe you train at home on the same barbell all the time, but occasionally you travel, you go somewhere else and you train while you're traveling on vacation, something like that, or you ever do a meet. This is information that you need to know. You need to know about the rings on the barbell. So coming at you real quick, let's talk about the rings. This is what is commonly known as a power bar. The rings here are 32 inches apart. Technically 81 centimeters, but roughly 32 inches. This is what's commonly known as a weightlifting bar or an Olympic lifting bar. These are 36 inches apart, or technically 91 centimeters apart, all right? So when might you have this situation? Here you have a dual-knurl bar. These are real common. So you might train on a bar like this, and then you go somewhere else. Maybe you show up at a meet or another commercial gym, and you go somewhere and you suddenly come across this bar, and you end up training on this bar, and you're like, well, crap, I don't know which ring I was using before, so now I don't know where to place my grip for my squat or for my bench or something like that, all right? Or maybe you're training on a bar that only has 1 set of rings and suddenly you move to a bar that has 2 sets of rings, and once again you're left with the same dilemma. Where do I put my hand? So the key is know what type of bar that you're training on. So if you train at home, you can actually get out a measuring tape and measure this and figure out which bar you have. You probably already know, you ordered it, all right? So but this way, when you go somewhere else, you know what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you need to bring a measuring tape with you when you go somewhere, but you can figure out some landmarks relative to your body or your training log or something like that. For example, I know that if I put my hand, roughly the base of my hand to this ring right here on a power bar will be basically the length, the distance of that ring. Whereas if I do this, if I'm training on this bar, I know suddenly, okay, I'm not on the usual bar that I train on. I'm not on a power bar. I'm on an Olympic weightlifting bar. So I know I've got to adjust my grip accordingly. Likewise, you might be able to use your training log. This particular training log works pretty well. You'll notice that the width of this training log lines up real well. If I bring it down here, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm on a different bar. Now, you might think, well, can't you just use the distance between the knurling and base your grip from there? You could. It's not a bad idea. The problem is from manufacturer to manufacturer, and even on different barbells from the same manufacturer, it's not quite the same distance. It's going to vary anywhere from 16.5 to 17 inches on average. For example, this power bar right here is just under 17 inches, if I recall correctly. I think it's like 16 7/8 inches. This Olympic bar right here is just a little bit over 16.5, and then the starting strength bar right here is pretty much right on the money at 17 inches. So that's not bad. That's pretty close, but it's not as good as these rings, which are set in stone. Again, 32 inches and 36 inches, or equivalently, roughly equivalently, 81 centimeters and 91 centimeters. So know what equipment that you are training with so that you can have consistent, efficient technique. Hope this helps you get stronger and live better.